come to you live from a basement
It's fine.
Hey guys, it's Monday.
What's up, guys? Just don't.
No, I like to, make jokes.
Mm-hmm.
That's this. It's Monday.
And you know what that means. Here at Modern Magic Mondays, we like to bring you content that we record and then do commentary over.
Yeah.
Because we can't do it live because of what's going on at the shop.
Well, there's a couple reasons behind it, right?
Right.
Like the location... attic?
Close.
It's kind of like an attic. I mean, It's like the...
I don't know. It's your house. What do you call it?
Well, I just call this the office.
The spare room? The office.
I call it the office. Cause it's where
just another evening at the office.
But I guess it's technically like the fourth floor in this building.
I mean, if you want to get technical about it, sure.
Technically. Whatever. But so there's reasons we can't do it live, and we have talked about we'd love to do live coverage at the shop,
yes.
Especially on like the Saturdays when they sometimes have like the IQ qualifiers and other events and stuff. The internet is not very fast.
First and foremost, internet.
So we can't, as much as we would like to, it's very laggy and you wouldn't be able to see anything. And second is, there's not a good broadcasting spot for us to be able to do commentary without being heard by the players.
It's true. I talk really loud.
Especially if I get excited. I tend to yell. So, so that's...
We would like to get to that point, but there's definitely some things that would have to change. Not on our setup, but at the shop that we record at.
Yes.
We have talked about, now if you guys are interested in this seriously, we can make this work, because myself and at the Real Nan Man here could potentially be up for some roving coverage, rolling coverage.
Talked about this before,
we have talked about it before. There's some more equipment. We've done it kinda. We did it. You
got to do it. I was out of town. And
yeah.
I couldn't help with the setup of it, but we got to do the We
got to do it once, which was really cool. There wasn't a lot of prep time, so we kind of made do with what we could.
Yeah.
But I think it worked out really well. We were able to it was another one of those. We'll record it and then pick a day, and then broadcast it later. Just basically what we're doing now. But eventually, I think if we find the right spot, we could be able to do some real live coverage of Magic the Gathering.
I'd like it.
Hopefully the modern format, but I'm not against other formats. Just you're going to have to bear with me when cards get played that I don't know.
Right. So, I'm getting better at other formats and being able to know more or less what the decks are doing. But you guys can tell from my commentary here is most of the time I can be like, I can describe this card perfectly for you, but I don't remember what it's called. And that's where I rely on you to fill in that gap for me. So if you don't know all these cards, it makes it very difficult. But yeah, that would be something we'd love to be able to do in the future if we can make it work.
That comment that you just said reminds me of something that was said this weekend when myself and Nan and our third teammate Jaime went to Baltimore.
We did go to Baltimore
to play the
team
Team Constructed Open.
I had a blast.
Yeah. That's a word for it. It was a blast.
I had fun.
But you have fun regardless.
Okay.
I wish I had your outlook on life
except for last time when I went by myself, I didn't have fun.
So you're saying that you need me there?
I do.
Or is it Jaime?
No, I need... well, I really enjoy having you there.
No, the politician.
I just need people there. But it helps me a lot more, I think, and I have more fun, I think, when you're there.
Aww.
I think that's really what it is. But because
is this the thankful portion of the stream? Happy Thanksgiving.
But no, so we played the team event.
We did.
And hey, it's Modern Magic Monday, so clearly Brett or I would be playing Modern, right? Didn't happen that way.
No, just as it were, your Modern Magic... Hello, Sophie. The Modern Magic Mondays crew were the ones that did not play Modern. Well, because... Alright, so it could have been tough, right? Like, Nan and I could have fought it out. It could have been a battle to the death to figure out who was going to play Modern on the team. Oh. But we struggled to actually find a Legacy player. Like, it was already like, Nan's going to play Modern, that's cool. Brett will play Standard. It's fine.
They'll take one for the team this time.
I fall on that sword. But we had trouble finding a Legacy
I'll be
player.
playing Standard, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Alright. So we kind of switched it up, and we found somebody to play Legacy for us. Modern for us.
Yes.
And then Nan fell on his sword and played Legacy Infect.
I did.
And then I played Standard, which I got about 3 F&M's worth of practice on.
Yes.
And then some side matches in between Modern games.
Yeah, we would do like a couple of practice games on Tuesdays. To be honest, you had more practice than I had with Legacy. Like, I played some Magic Online with it.
Yeah.
But, like, there were events for Legacy at Common Kung Fu, but they were Mondays.
And Wednesdays.
And
then it moved to... It doesn't matter.
But
long story short...
So like, my practice... I understand Infect, so that helped me going into it.
Yeah.
And, like, I knew some of this... But I definitely felt like the practice that we did the night before the tournament, or at least that I did, helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Like, going into it and stuff. But it helps also that there's a lot of players at the shop that have Legacy or have played Legacy and can help me with sideboarding, which was my biggest weakness.
Yeah.
Going forward. So I was like, all right, cool. I can sit there and act like, here's my sideboard. I'm playing against this matchup. What's good? What's bad? Kind of thing. What do I need to do? Kind of thing. Where I feel like there was a lot of people for Standard that were very quick to tell you should be playing a different deck or you should do something different. And I don't feel there was as much of that, oh, you should be sideboarding it this way or do things like that. So that was just the one
I just heard I should be playing Teamer.
That was,
that's what I heard a lot. That's what I heard. Now, we did do the strategic planning that I know you guys are looking for. Cut of the jib, I guess I should say. What you guys are really interested in is we went 1-4.
We did.
Before we went ahead and dropped.
We did, as our record there.
Yeah. But I wanted, and we could talk more about this throughout the night.
Yeah.
I do want to say that I think one of the biggest things that we lacked was, and I talked to Nan and Jaime about this afterward, was communication, which I think is huge for a format that obviously is looking for a team aspect. The positioning is very important, but you don't get to choose that positioning. So it's based on the format that you're playing. So Nan was always player A.
I'm all the way at the end.
All the way at the end.
A. I'm first C.
Legacy, Modern, Standard. So I was C. So we have Jaime in the middle, which is good for Jaime.
Because Jaime can sit here and go, well, I don't play as much.
Right.
If I'm playing a particular matchup, I can look to Brett, hey, I'm playing against this deck. What could they possibly bring in against me kind of thing? And Jaime can also turn to me and be like, all right, I've got this hand, keep or mulligan kind of thing, and you could do that sort of game. But then when it came to, if Brett was like, hey, I've got this sideboard stuff, I'm playing against this match, what should I do? You didn't have that support.
I would look over at Jaime, and Jaime would look at me and go, yeah, those are Magic cards you have there, friend. That's great. That's awesome. So there. I don't know if there was any way besides one of us playing in the middle seat,
right? To
and putting
optimize our communication.
Jaime in a very difficult position, playing a format that he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I think we did the best that we could, and I know there was another point, but let's just move on to round number 1 because I'm sure it'll come to me. It'll come back to me.
All right. Numero uno.
Oh.
So, Chris Carrozza...
Wait a second. Is Chris Carrozza back?
He's at least back for this week because he was going to the team event.
Yeah.
And he was going to be playing this deck.
Great.
So he needed to get some reps in. Now, this is the deck that he is the most familiar with.
Yo, Sean Skaggs.
Woohoo! Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for the follow, dude.
There we go.
Oh, he subscribed.
He got
Not
a subscription.
Even a follow.
That's
Holy
awesome.
moly, my apologies, dude. Thank you so much for the sub.
Woot! Get the hype going.
Yeah.
So he's one of the players that was like, hey, I'm going to be playing the team event. I'm going to be playing Modern. That's what I played last time there was a team event. And the last time that his team, they did really well. I think they just barely missed out on day 2, or they did make day 2 and bombed out at the beginning. I don't remember the exact of it, but I know they were doing really well, and I think they lost to like 2 pro teams or something like that, they were saying.
Really?
Yeah, like that's how well they were doing last time that they went to the team event. So he was like, you know what, I'm going to play Eldrazi Tron again. Sure. I know the deck the best. It makes the most sense for me to be able to play with that. So he's coming back. He is, of course, one of our season champs.
He is.
If you guys saw it on the intro, was kind of scrolling across. And then he decided to optimize his chances of winning by getting together with 2 other season champions.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
that's like super smart.
Mm-hmm. So he's got Jeremy Miller joined up with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Season numero uno.
Yep. And he was going to be playing Legacy.
Yep.
Lands, because he's kind of our
right
proficient Legacy player. He was one of the players that also tried to start up the stream for Legacy. Try to get more people to come out and play and do the coverage of it and stuff like that. Sadly, there wasn't as much support for Legacy, so we weren't able to keep that going. But he did try that for a little bit. And then our most recent season champ decided to sleeve up some standard there.
Well, what's interesting about John Matthias that I've found in my time, playing Magic with him, getting to know him better, is the fact that he's kind of like the everyman. Like, he's been playing Magic for probably I don't want to say a time frame because I'm not sure.
Right, but he's been playing for a while.
He's been playing for a long time. He knows a lot of cards, and I think he's able to kind of fit into whatever spot is needed. Now, I don't think I've ever seen him pick up a Legacy deck and play, but if the team is the way it was, it's Chris Carrozza, Jeremy Miller, and John Matthias, I think he fits in a role where he could, like, if Chris was like, I really want to play Standard, really get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people don't say that. At least at our shop, they don't.
Right.
But I think John is able to kind of fit in where he's needed. He has that knowledge. Yes, exactly. So I know that they ended up. Jeremy's on lands.
He was.
That is his deck of choice. Chris Carrozza, obviously on Eldrazi Tron, which we're about to see a little bit here coming up in the first round. And then John was on the Ramunap Red deck.
Yes.
Which I think was a very solid choice for this
event.
This event, just based on what I saw. As the standard seat, I think Red was tuned to be very well received for wins.
Yeah. It's a powerful deck, quick deck, and we talked about like the speed of the decks. Like we've played against players that were playing just all control, and they were all playing slow decks, and then we played against all fast decks and stuff like that. And I think that's a smart way to go. If you know you're going to have people on your team that are playing slower decks, then maybe have a slower deck kind of thing, and so you can all kind of work that out kind of thing. But
it looks like Chris is going to mull. I think Josh is going to keep his 7-card hand.
I hope it's not 7 lands.
7 lands. But I just remembered my point.
Okay.
The point that I was trying to make before we jumped into round number 1 was we had a plan. And not only was it communication, which we didn't do, but it was also...
Now, we did...
Some. I would say it was very little.
It was not as much as we would have liked.
Yeah.
And that's for sure.
But the point I was trying to make was you played Legacy Infect.
Yes.
We convinced Jaime to play Burn in Modern.
Yes.
And had I just bit the bullet and played Ramunap Red as well, I think we were going to be in a better spot. Because we all could have played very quickly. All matches could have been one-sided, one or the other.
Right,
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then there was definitely a lot of time for more communication, I would say.
Yeah.
A lot of our matches went to time, or close to time. Here's a power plan.
Yeah, there would be, within the last 5 minutes of the round, we'd be ending, so...
Looks like a Darksteel Citadel. That's an Ornithopter. Here's a...
Mox Opal.
Mox Opal.
So... Interesting article came up on MTG Goldfish about the price of modern decks.
Okay.
And they were like comparing some events. Like, it's hard. Wow, that was really aggressive start. So he had a Mox, float a blue, played a second Mox, make a red, and then use that 2 mana to make that cranial plating. So next turn, he's got a pretty aggressive go there. But
Eldrazi Temple into
Ballista, nice.
A Ballista for 1.
So this is his way of saying Ballista pass. And then if he tries to go and equip it onto the Vault Scourge and stuff, that'll get shot. So I like him going equip onto Ornithopter here because he cannot shoot that down.
Definitely a lot of utility coming out of that Walking Ballista.
Smart. I still like that you attack with both, though. Like, if he's going to shoot it, he's going to shoot it.
Right.
Oh, loses 2 more. And then plays a Signal Pass. So he's got a nice... He's dumped his hand now. He's empty. But he's coming at him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, and this is
the Ornithopter.
This is a very explosive start. You know, he's got...
So he's coming at him for 8 right now.
Right.
1 lifelink, 7 from the Ornithopter.
Yep.
But yeah, really aggressive opener. And you saw Chris Groza there had a Chalice of the Void in his hand. And he's like, well, you've already dumped a bunch of stuff. You probably don't have any more 1-drops or anything left. You know, really 2 is the ideal thing to get rid of for, like, if you go 0 or 2. Like, if you're on the play, Chalice on 0 kind of thing. But
yeah, I definitely think 2 is a better choice here for Chris. You know, it could be that he feels like maybe he's kicking himself, but he's willing to take that damage. Joshua looks like he'll gain 1, take him back up to 17.
Chalice on 0.
That seems fine.
Just in case, like, he has another Mox Opal, Ornithopter, things like that. He can deal with that. Memnite.
Yep. You know what's great about our current situation going on right now?
What's that?
We can see all of the zones.
That is true.
We've been working on production, guys, and I'm happy to say with this expedition map, we're forcing that Chalice to stay inside the barrier.
He cannot sneak away.
And here comes another Ballista.
Okay. I like this play. Like, you can mess with the Signal Pest here before combat, so there's not any extra damage coming across there.
That looked to be a Master of Ethereum?
Yeah, Master of Ethereum looks like that will be the play here. And that like, if you're going to shoot the Signal Pest, now's the time to do that.
You absolutely want to shoot it now.
Because now everything's out of your Walking Ballista range.
Yeah.
Trigger.
Okay.
Says, yep, we'll scoop it up and we'll go to game 2. I mean, that's a hard hand to beat. Even with Chris sitting there with the creatures that he had, the Chalice that he had, like, Walking Ballista's great, but at that point, it didn't matter.
Okay, so but let's back it up for a second. Okay. I know that we scooped it up, and that's fine. I mean, there was a lot of pressure coming his way, but had he taken the Signal Pest out before the Master resolved, does that buy him any more time, or is he still...
So, he had a Thought-Knot Seer in hand.
Yeah. Doesn't really help him if everything's out of his hand.
It doesn't really help because everything flies over top of it.
Okay.
So you can say, all right, he'll shoot a Vault Scourge, right? Get rid of one of those. He'll shoot a Signal Pass, get rid of one of those. So then, that's 2 less artifacts, reduces the Master of Ethereum's power for at least the following turn, reduces the damage that the cranial plating will be dealing to him from the Ornithopter, but that's still a lot of damage from the amount of artifacts that are there. And then next turn, yes, you could chump block the Master of Ethereum with your Thought-Knot Seer, but then you just get him to draw a card. So it's like you just play this delay game that eventually that Ornithopter you don't have an answer for, and he'll just kill you with it.
Okay.
So
are you familiar with the Eldrazi Tron list at all?
Somewhat. I've piloted it once at a Tuesday night. Oh. So I have played it before.
Mm-hmm. How'd you feel?
I didn't like it.
You didn't feel powerful?
I think I liked playing regular Tron more than I like Tron Eldrazi.
Okay.
But that's just my play style personally.
Okay.
Like the turn stuff sideways, that stuff's cool. Like it does some really hateful things. And like mainboard Chalice, like you feel good about that for like the first like couple times you do that, but other than that, I was like...
Do you think it eats away at you?
I think it does.
You think?
It definitely ate away at me because I've been on the receiving end of it and know how much that like hurts.
Yeah.
So like...
I'm actually interested. I may just tape. I may record myself asking Chris Carrozza this question if he's there tomorrow. Just to see how he feels about it. Because I feel like he's probably the opposite.
Yeah.
I think he's probably fine with it no matter what.
Right.
You know, like, every time he plays a Chalice, he's good. Mm-hmm. You know, he feels good about his choices. He feels good. You know, he's made this bed that he's sleeping in.
Yeah.
You know, if he has to dance with the devil, that's his prerogative.
Well, there's a reason players choose to play the Eldrazi Tron over just regular Tron.
Well, because it's powerful.
It's powerful. Like, you've got Disruption with it, and... I mean, a 4/4, 5/5, those are powerful stuff. You get Walking Ballista in there, right? You can even play Ulamog. Like, you get some really solid Eldrazi creatures. Plus, you get those hate stuff like the Chalice of Void. So, like, if you want to play a hateful deck that also has big dumb dudes that you can turn sideways, like, this is the strategy for you to play. Now, Affinity is one of those super quick out the gates, right? We got to see it there where he was just like, all right, dump my hand. Like, that's what this deck is trying to do. It's got that ability to go wide, which we got to see there. It's like, all right, here's a bunch of guys. Yep. I'm going to turn them all sideways. Some of them are getting through. Some of them might die. Sacrifices have to be made. Or you can switch it up and go that pure style and just rely on stuff like the cranial plating, have Arcbound do some sacrifice effects and put those modular triggers onto certain creatures to make one creature really big. So, like, you have that flexibility with the deck, which is nice.
The one thing you can't do, however, is go back to wide after going Pierce. Don't make that mistake. If you're like, alright, I tried Pierce, it didn't work, and I don't have any board left. Well...
we can go wide now. This will work.
Unless you're able to just refill the hand and dump it all out.
And some players do run Thoughtcast.
Which we see right now.
Looks like Joshua is one of those players.
Mm-hmm. Joshua actually runs a very
cool,
sweet, spicy card in his list.
I played against him. He runs 2 of them.
Does he?
In his list, because he got them both on the field against
both?
me. Both of them.
Wow, that's rough.
So...
what is it called? Pia's Intervention?
Revolution, I think?
Pia's Revolution.
I think it's Revolution. We'll find out.
Yes.
There you go.
2 colorless and a red enchantment. Whenever a non-token artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to your hand unless target opponent has Pia's Revolution. Deal 3 damage to him or her.
So, you can... There we go. Chalice on 0.
Before he even starts.
Yep. And he'll say Pithing Needle... Name Arcbound Ravager, name Inkmoth Nexus, Blinkmoth Nexus, Steel Overseer.
There's a lot of good options here.
You have some great stuff to pick. But the Pia's Revolution works really well with Arcbound Ravager, for example, where you might have an Ornithopter, where you're like, oh, this thing sucks. I'm going to sack it to make this guy big, and either you're going to take 3 damage... or I'm going to return it to my hand. And because it's a 0 cost, I can do this until you say, okay, I'm done. You know, I'll take some damage, right?
Right.
And if you're down too low of life, like let's say you're at 5 life, you can only say, okay, you know, I'm not going to be able to let this go by very much. Cranial plating was called.
Okay.
Because, of course, equipments do have that activated ability.
Well, you know what's interesting? I saw Chris kind of think about it for a second or two. Like, he was like, what cards does Affinity run? And...
Seen this guy?
No, what is this? Yeah, I gotta read this too. It's a new card.
It's from Kaladesh.
It's from Kaladesh.
It's a...
Is that the old heart, not heart,
I forget the name of it.
Isn't like the fancy... It has an ability that is like another ability, correct?
Yeah, so it's a 1/1. When it deals damage to a player, you can sack that creature, and your opponent cannot cast non-creature spells that following turn. During their turn, they can't. But so like it's like just an extra little protection thing. Now, this is dangerous here of doing this Steel Overseer. Like, I mean, he's got a cranial, or he's got the Pithing Needle here. He's got the Chalice out, and we see a Ratchet Bomb. So it's like, you know, he's going to make this go wide strategy, but with the Ratchet Bomb, it messes that up. So he did that one and says, okay, I'll sack it so you can't be able to.
Hope, that's what it was. Yes, thank you.
Eldrazi Displacer. Right, that's the Displacer?
No,
Matter Reshaper.
That's the Matter Reshaper. The Eldrazi Displacer has
white
that's the
flicker.
Mana,
that's the flicker one.
White in the mana.
They both cost 3,
but I believe he's devoid.
He is devoid. Yeah.
Here comes
Hope of Gear.
Hope of Gearper.
Oh, okay. Ancient Grudge, maybe. I don't know. That's what it kind of looks like to me. He's destroying an artifact, so.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it has a flashback cost on it.
Yeah, I don't know what. Some anti-artifact card there.
Got rid of it. Ratchet Bomb's on too, though.
Look at that. Puts his graveyard where it goes.
I like it. I'm proud of them. Temple. Smash. Oh.
Coming at you for 3.
Sure. We've dealt some damage to the Affinity player.
Yeah, this is a much slower style here.
Oh, I see a Springleaf Drum.
That'll help him get some mana. There's the drum.
Here's the drum.
Now, he could be stuck where he's sitting on, like, those Ornithopter hands and Mox Opals.
Yeah.
And that's why he's stuck with all these cards and, like, well, this is much slower. Well, because he can't cast anything that costs 0.
But does Josh know that sometimes Chris forgets to counter the spells? I would try to run them out at least once or twice.
See, now something that cranial plating, nice. So something that Joshua doesn't have the luxury of that I've done, facing down a Chalice, is just play spells so they get countered, so I can build my graveyard up to delve them away.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
But yeah, we see cranial plating and Steel Overseer gets taken out. I guess you have to force him to use the Ratchet Bomb eventually. So losing 2 powerful cards like that does hurt.
Here comes 6.
Oof.
I remember I played a scumbag of an opponent once. He was playing a mono blue Tron deck.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I played cards like Platinum Angel.
What a scumbag.
Yeah,
Platinum Angel?
Yeah. And Chalice of the Void as well.
Man.
Yeah.
I think you should not be friends with this scumbag.
And I was playing cards such as like Monastery Mentor that I was just throwing my spells into the Chalice just to get a board state.
Look at all these guys.
Yeah. Here is a Vault Scourge. He's gonna go down to 9. To do this. I feel like maybe he's in a feel-bad moment. Like, maybe, I don't know, when he's debating. Oh, it looks like he has a second cranial in hand.
Yeah, he's also got an arc bound there,
right.
too.
So, he forced the Ratchet Bomb to go away, get rid of one, with another on backup.
Makes sense.
This Ballista, though.
Ooh.
Does he have Tron?
No, he's got 2 towers here.
Okay.
So, here's the thing, though. He also has a Basilisk Collar in his hand.
Oh.
So I like this. He knows he can get in for 6 damage.
Well, so here's the thing. You just play Ballista and just say, I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah. He says, alright, scoop it up.
That's one of my most favorite things to do in Standard.
Is Ballista people?
Yeah, it's just be like, alright, I got you down to this total, and I know I have enough mana to do this, so here's my Walking Ballista. I'm going to shoot you.
Yes. You know you can do that in Modern.
You can do that in Modern.
With this deck and Counter Company. Because that's the main way that I beat people on Tuesday.
Whoa.
Instead of playing Infect, I decided to play Counter Company. And
sure.
was having fun doing that. I did play against Joshua.
Yeah.
And he did get 2 of those Pia Revolution out. Made it really difficult.
Kind of difficult.
Yeah. So, going back to the sideboard, now both players are looking again and double-checking what they could bring in, what might benefit them. So, okay, Joshua did go for the Blood Moon. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, Chris also going to grab at least 2 more cards from his sideboard here. I really hope we get to see Pia's Revolution on camera.
Really?
I do. So, now, if I built...
Do you hate fun?
I do.
No doubt.
If I played Pia's Revolution, though, in my list, I would also run Shrapnel Blast.
Shrapnel Blast?
Yeah. So you sack an artifact, you can deal 5 damage, costs 2. And then with this one, you can get that artifact back, or they take 3. You know.
I mean, aren't you just playing Burn at that point?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
But it's just like another way to just have some fun, you know? No?
I mean, dude, you do you. Like, it sounds like you're looking to... You share a lot of similarities with the scumbag opponent I played that was playing a lot of Blue Tron.
Wow.
I don't know if you know this, but it sounds very familiar about something like he would do.
No, man.
Yeah.
What a scumbag
yeah.
this guy.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's strange, the similarities.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do like Platinum Angel.
Oh.
You know.
So does my opponent.
Wow. It's crazy how that worked.
Look at them keeping their decks where we can see them.
Ooh, there was a Reality Smasher, I think.
I see a Mine. I see a Mox Opal.
Basilisk Collar is also in Kurosa's hand here.
I see a Blood Moon. That's rude. Is that a trap keep? Maybe not. Here's an Ornithopter.
So the nice thing now, though, is he can go, I can play all of my 0 drops. Right? I'm not worried about anything that you're doing against me because you can't counter all this stuff. And alright, let's see.
I just worry.
This is interesting to me. Like, does he not have any backup and it's like, my plan is turn to Blood Moon you?
Could be.
And is that where I'm gonna try to do that? Yeah, so like this is scary.
It is, because I think we just see Blood Moon here. Opal for red, 1-2.
Yeah.
Here comes Blood Moon. And now we're playing Fair Magic, kinda.
Yeah, this is... Okay.
Seems like something that happens. But it's okay, because his deck answered him and said, hey man, I know that you're really looking to form Tron, even though it's not going to matter. So here's my tower.
Right, it's helping him out.
Right off the top.
Basic waste.
Can't color that red.
I wonder how many he's running. Like 2? Do you think?
Maybe.
Says I'll make this map.
And pass.
Could find another waste.
Now, to Chris's benefit, if the Blood Moon Keep was all that Josh had,
right,
he's got time to build up. Because all of Josh's lands are also mountains.
Says I'll take 2. Get this Vault Scourge.
Is that the Revolution?
Well, the Revolution costs 3. It could be. It's hard to tell. He does have 3 mana available to him.
Alright, pass back. Chris playing his tower. And here's a Matter Reshaper for just, a solid, honest 3-drop creature.
And he says, yep, look, here's my waste.
Yep,
it is a basic.
It is.
He's like, what?
How did you have it? I played it last term, bro.
Oh. Is that... He says, I'd like to exile that.
Mm-hmm.
What's that card called?
Is it a flicker effect?
No, so it's if you don't have Metalcraft, tap target permanent.
Oh.
If you do have Metalcraft, you can exile a creature.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? It's basically
What a cool
to
card.
exile if you have a Metalcraft. And they don't get a land off it.
Huh.
So...
I mean, I'll never have Metalcraft in my life, but...
You say that.
That's a neat card.
Well,
Here's another Blinkmoth Nexus. I mean, another mountain.
He can swing in for 1.
See, this is what worries me, though.
Yeah, his hand of...
He's got the Scourge, right? But...
Well, and even here, it's like next turn, he'll be able to cast a Thought-Knot Seer.
Yeah.
Oh, no big deal. He just drew another waste.
Yep.
19 all.
Here's my Thought-Knot, and we're just going to go ahead and
What's
exile...
that last card you were holding on to?
Yeah, what is that?
Now, he could respond if it's like a... Oh, Vanablast. That's... Yeah, you should have cast that.
Well, it's exiled now.
Or is it only sorcery speed? No, I feel like it should be instant. But even then, it's like, alright, boom, boom, boom. Shoot your 2 artifacts.
The slow...
That's a nice mountain you got there.
The slow beats.
18 to 20, though. Whoop.
Yeah.
Time to smash him.
Here comes 9.
Oh.
Maybe? Yeah, he's just going to take it.
Where's that advantage bar when we need it?
It swung really hard.
Good news.
Steel Overseer is not bad.
It's too late, I think, though. Like, here, I'll gain 1. I'll deal 1 to you.
Okay.
And then I can block your 4/4, take 5. Alright? But... Oh, it is sorcery speed. Okay.
I think you just equip for the bad beats. Do you have another Smasher in hand? Because that's just rude.
That would be super rude. I think that's a Batter Skull.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that's a Smasher.
So he was debating which one to do, and looks like I'll equip onto this guy.
Sweet.
Now that is really smart. Because he can make 1 damage. If he blocked here, he could say 1 damage, kills this, and then the rest will trample over.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can be like, death touch it all. But
Ornithopter
blocks this guy, takes 5. And Corrosa will gain 5 off of that as well.
Thought-Knot.
He says, I got no cards in hand. Hey, there's an Arcbound.
I just need the bad beats. Ravager resolves, gets a +1/+1 counter.
So Steel Overseer can pump everybody up to 2/2s.
Mm-hmm.
He can sacrifice 2 of his artifacts here, like his land and his Mox, if he wanted to make Arcbound even bigger. But, like, even then, like, I mean, I guess he could trade off against a Thought Knot to try to draw a card. And then move the modular onto Vault Scourge. Well, no, he has to block with Vault Scourge here. So because he's going to swing with everything, right?
Yeah, why not?
So you can say, all right, sacrifice Mox Opal, sacrifice
Dark Steel?
Dark Steel. Or no, it's a mountain, right?
I think it's still an artifact, though. I don't think it changes its type. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. Remember, I'm not going to have Metalcraft in my life.
That's true. Yeah, so I like then, if he's going to make this block here with Steel Overseer, then I like the Arcbound being the second blocker. Right? Because, yeah, if you block with Steel Overseer, activate... see, I don't like this. I like having the lifelink or stay alive.
Oh. Oh. He just gets... There you go. Alright. I was like, this got aggressive very quickly.
Okay. Sacrifice the artifacts. Yeah, sacrifice this to that. Alright.
Floats a Mana Boy. Okay.
Now, he should have got one more. There.
Sack it to itself.
Sack it to itself.
Yeah.
Uptick it to 4.
Yeah.
Then you get to move the module over. So.
Yep. Oh, and just windmill slams the Batter Skull.
So he'll be at
12. Game 5.
But then takes 5.
You're right. So he's back down to 7. We're just giving it to you all, guys.
And then Chris is at 27 because he gained 5.
Yeah. Josh definitely didn't win in this scenario.
And then here's the Batter Skull, though, saying, hey, I've got some extra lifelink. If you want to try to race me, we can do this race game, but it's not going to work. Oh, no.
What?
Regenerate his creatures?
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
but Crows is just going to swing for, what, 13 again?
Yeah.
And you're going to gain 5 that puts you to 12, so you're still 1 short?
Crack the map.
Sure. More mana's not going to hurt Chris at this point.
No. That one missed counter is relevant now. So, Vault Scourge is a 5/5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he can block against the Thought Knot Seer, right? Draw an extra card. Steel Overseer blocks against Batter Skull.
Yeah.
Regenerate everything.
Yeah.
Activate. He'll basically say, I'll stay at the same light. Well, he'll gain 1 more, right? Because he'll take 5 off of the batter, or the, he'll take 5 off the Reality Smasher, but he'll gain 6 life.
Yeah.
So Welding Jar does make a big difference. And he'll draw a card off a Thought-Knot Seer when it dies. So... I mean, Karoza could always just say, I'm going to quick this Batterskull onto Reality Smasher,
yep.
and now here's 9 damage coming at you. That's Death Touch, Lifelink, Vigilance.
Just the whole gambit.
Actually, Batterskull's not Vigilant. It's just Lifelink, right?
Are you sure?
I can't remember now.
I think it's Vigilant.
I can't remember. Hey, you know what's funny? It's actually right here. Vigilance and Lifelink.
Yeah.
Cost 5 to equip. To your hand. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm letting this scumbag make me second guess myself.
I like Batterskull. I just wish I could fit it into more decks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's what we're doing. Here we
Here's
go,
9.
boys.
And so now he has to block. Or he'll die.
Oh, yeah. He's got to...
I still like Vault Scourge blocking here. Steel Overseer blocking. Welding Jar, go. Activate Steel Overseer. You know, we'll play that game. So now they're talking through it about the damage. So it seems that some of the most complicated board shapes seem to involve Affinity. Like, especially like the Affinity Mirror matchup. We're not seeing that now, but it's like, it's still a complicated board state with like this Walking Ballista, or this Reality Smasher here with 2 equipments on it. Alright, so he's gonna not block with the Steel Overseer.
Oh.
Dismember in response!
Oh, no.
Yep.
How did you know that that was the thing that I was gonna do? We got regeneration.
Yeah. Yep.
Well.
Says, I was ready to blow up your stuff. Dismember. Didn't see that coming.
Ha! I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, regen doesn't matter. -5, -5. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So that was round 1.
I stand by my statement.
Of what? Which one?
I'll never have Metalcraft in my life.
Well, okay.
There's too much counting involved.
There is a lot. That's the thing. There's a lot of counting involved when you're playing an Affinity style deck, right? And I guess you know, AK was in the chat saying how the board state didn't seem that complicated for him, but he does play Affinity. But I feel like a lot of players from the outside looking in that don't play Affinity, it seems like there's so much more to consider and stuff like that, and even just like the triggers of like the extra point of that should have gone to the Vault Scourge from the Arcbound and sacking it and stuff like that. You know, that does come with experience of playing particular decks and learning the ins and outs and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, just, you know, pretty good start though to the evening, right?
I would say so. It was pretty explosive.
So round 2, we're gonna have a returning face to round 2, a consistent player.
Oh!